up, Slackers? Welcome back to the latest episode of the Slackcast. I'm Pete Imbesi, here with my friends Spaz, Andy, and Thompson.
I was pushing first.
You know what they say, Spaz?
Episode's over.
First is the worst. Second is the best. Third is the one with the treasure chest.
Oh, my
God. So this is our weekly podcast. Every Monday we get together and talk about video games. This week, we'll tell you about the topic later. We're going to kick it off with our first segment, like we always do, which is, what are you playing this week?
Starting with Spaz.
Yo, I'm playing Demon Souls, and it makes me want to hurt myself.
In like a sexual way, or?
Both.
Okay.
That's the other way. Sexual and non-sexual, Thompson.
Okay.
God!
Do you want to tell the kids at home why you're playing the game?
Oh,
It's because he's a masochist.
That's true. That's
I'm also a sadist. Let's be real.
Okay.
I'm playing it for maybe a future video that you all might see. Ooh.
I mean, you could have given him. He's playing it for Maple League.
Yeah.
He's doing.
God damn it! That was a surprise.
There's no surprise. It's a tease. You're gonna have to wait like 6 months for it anyway. So fuck it.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. Oh my God! If it
All
takes me
three
6
of you
months
who
to-
watch this podcast.
Hey man.
Shout
Hey,
out
man.
to Mike.
Hey man.
Hey,
Who commented and liked our last video.
Hey, I can get my mom to watch it. So like, we'll get up to 4. I love you, Mom.
Okay.
What are you playing this week, Andy?
I'm playing Overwatch. They got the Summer Olympics stuff going on.
Yeah. Me too.
Got some hype new skins. Got Lucio Ball, which is just Rocket League, but worse.
Yeah, it's a less fun Rocket League. That's accurate.
And getting back into League, which is a terrible decision.
We had some fun with it, man. It was
I had
good.
some fun with it, but I got so mad last night.
You got bodied, man.
I didn't get bodied.
We collectively got bodied.
Our mid lane got bodied by that fucking LeBlanc.
You two guys fed so hard.
Nah, man.
Ridiculous.
You don't know shit about
I was carrying that team.
You sound ignorant.
I don't play.
I was carrying that team, man. Yeah, but I'm getting reacquainted with League, so I know what's up when I go to report back for Slack and Slash from the World Semifinals in New York City this October. Woo!
Yeah.
That's a real thing that's gonna happen.
That is a real thing. That's
You
gonna
should
be fun.
live tweet that.
I'm probably gonna.
Yeah.
But I'm also
Yeah.
probably not gonna live tweet the whole thing because I want to, be there and enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Like actually watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you should,
I don't know.
you should find it.
I still really want to get tickets to that and see if we can do something there. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So Pete, what are you playing?
Not too much this week. I am taking a trip to LA with Ozzy, and by the time this post, I'll already be in LA. So I've been just trying to get ready for my trip. I've been just kind of playing multiplayer stuff, playing a lot of Overwatch.
You
playing
finished
some
Undertale
League.
yet?
No.
I thought you already beat Undertale.
I did beat it. I'm beating it again.
On Genocide?
No, on
That's the
fucking-
best way to
on
beat it.
pacifist, true pacifist. You're a monster.
Wow. Sorry for one all monsters that died. God.
Yeah, that's awful. You're a horrible creature. So yeah, nothing too exciting. What about you, Thompson?
Evolve Stage 2 still.
Yeah.
It's like, what,
Damn.
5 weeks in a row?
Damn.
500
Yeah,
500
shit,
hours in
liking
that game.
Yeah, I really like it.
I
do
do
not
not
like... What?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, tell me what.
I haven't liked that game enough to
Oh,
let it take the time to download the giant update I have to download.
It's filling a niche for me, because I haven't played any first-person shooters in so long, and I guess I
Wait,
really enjoy it.
Thompson, you have a PS4, right?
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
fucking... I know Jared burned you once, but I promise I won't burn you
It's
this
not, I'm
time.
not playing Destiny!
Play Destiny with me!
I'm not playing Destiny!
Please!
Thompson, you have a PC, right?
Please.
Oh, play Overwatch with us.
If I get it, yeah.
Damn it!
Get it? It's so
Play
fun.
Overwatch with
play
us, not
Destiny
Smash, who's a console
instead.
peasant.
Whoa.
Back to the
Alright.
PlayStation.
Yo,
Rebel
consoles
Galaxy
are
is
the
free.
best. I heart my PS4.
Well,
Let the man talk.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Spaz can have all the time. It's fine. So, Rebel Galaxy is free on PlayStation Plus. Got that last night, and that was a ball. Just so much fun for the 20 minutes I played. Total War Warhammer, because the Beastman DLC. I played something else, but Monster Hunter Generations. There we go.
I got
Oh,
that.
shit.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous that you guys got Rebel Galaxy for free.
Yeah.
Us over here in Games with Gold got Warriors Orochi 3, which is fun, but it's a Warriors game.
Yeah.
You can play 2 maps of that and be good.
Also, if you played it as a kid, you played that game too.
Yeah.
It doesn't change that much, but I'm sorry for your loss.
I have
It's not that bad.
It's one of the weird ones that's not based on actual history.
Oh shit.
It's like the Shogun Warriors and the Dynasty Warriors characters come together to fight a Hydra.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Like from
I'd try
Hercules?
that.
Yeah, I can get down with that.
It's
Why
alright.
not? Yeah.
You fight like a demon army.
Alright.
What the hell? Why not?
And you
Like most games.
every game really could be made better or worse by the addition of a demon army.
Yeah. Yeah, I get
It could be made different.
Can you say that about anything?
Yeah, what about
seriously.
like Katamari Damacy with like a demon army?
That'd be great.
Actually, that game would probably just be the same. There'd just be a demon army.
They just like you have to battle with a demon army.
Yeah. Katamari goes to hell. That'd be awesome.
Yo, Katamari Doom crossover.
I'd play that.
I'd buy that today.
Alright, so moving on to the news.
Just announced
The
a
news.
Katamari Damacy Doom crossover published by Bethesda.
Yeah, right?
Don't build too much. hype.
Segue.
We're leaking that right now. We're the first people to hear about
You
it.
heard it here first,
We have the
guys.
exclusive pre-alpha build. Our Let's Play goes live next week.
Alright, so item number 1 on the list is a trio of some of Disney's 16-bit classic games are coming to GOG.com. They're the DOS versions of The Lion King, Aladdin, and The Jungle Book, which you guys probably knew as Super Nintendo or Genesis games if you played them. They're available for $9.99 each, but they're going to be available until today on sale, 10% off each, or bundled at 33% off. So if you guys watch this the day it came out, they're up on sale right now. Go grab them. Otherwise, they're $10. Any of you guys play those games?
Yes.
The Lion King.
Yeah.
The Lion
The Lion King. Yep.
I just
God of
got
War
back
at the
to
Monkeys,
King
Andy.
is the fucking hardest platforming level that has ever been made.
God of War at the Monkeys. God of War
Yeah.
at the Pink Monkeys, man. No,
Like
that game is
where?
fucking bullshit. That game's fucking bullshit. That game is supposed. I to this
so
day have
hard.
never beaten the second level of Lion King. Because fuck
So,
that game.
You know why the second level of Lion King is so hard? It's
This is
because
bad.
no, it's because the publishers wanted to encourage you to buy the game instead of renting it. So they made the game so hard you couldn't finish it in like the 2-3 day rental period.
Wow. That's funny.
That's fucking old school gaming, man.
It's like our very
Fucking hard.
arcade mentality.
Yeah.
I played Aladdin. I was into that a little bit.
Aladdin
Shit was
was
good.
good
Yeah.
shit.
So-
I
classic
remember
platformer.
finally getting through the carpet level of Aladdin and being like, fuck, there's more? Like, dude, it took me so long. That carpet level is my Vietnam as a child.
God.
It was
There was Agent Orange?
horrifying.
Jesus
All right,
Christ.
Staz, your talking pass has been revoked. Say goodbye to the people.
Alright, guys.
Wanna come back?
Yeah, come sit down.
Sure, we'll let you back.
Number
God.
3 on the list is so have any of you guys heard of Galgun?
Nope.
Alright, so real
No.
quick, I'm gonna explain what Galgun is because it's hilarious. Galgun is a PS Vita, PS4 game that it's like a series that's fairly popular in Japan. When I explain to you what it is, you won't be surprised. It's essentially a game where you play like a high school age student, right?
Of course.
Who gets like
It's Japanese. You have to play high school.
Of course, you always play a high school student who gets basically hit with like Cupid's arrow and makes him like totally irresistible to women. And if he doesn't avoid getting like basically fucked by one of these girls, he'll never find true love. So you have like this weapon that you have to like shoot them with and basically give them orgasms to make them like land on the ground.
Why have I not played this?
I seriously
Why is this a game?
This makes me very uncomfortable. Let's move on.
No,
Very comfortable.
No.
Let's go there.
So here's the thing. So here's how it gets even worse, right? So this is why I wanted to bring this up. That's just explaining what it is.
I'm fine with it, so.
So
let's keep going.
they've announced a $90 DLC for this game called Double Piece that lets you see through the girl's clothes instantly. Now, just for like, it's $90. Like,
Yeah.
basically just for that. Couple other outfits and stuff, but that's like the big draw. And just to give you like a gauge of how horrible this company is with DLC, they have 2 other available DLCs that are $10 each that allow you to either increase or decrease the size of the women's breasts. $10 for either or. It's a slider. You have to pay $10 for both sides of the slider.
Wait, so you can only go one direction with it if you get one DLC?
Yeah, and they're 2 different.
Can you never take it back
Okay,
now?
guys.
So I'm sorry. Just one more thing. Icing on the cake. Europe is not allowing this DLC to come out because, quote, the pricing didn't correspond to the perceived value of the DLC itself.
Because if I'm gonna pay $10 for like boob size, I want both boob size.
It's terrible.
I mean,
it's fucking just like don't.
Just done.
Don't.
Pack it in, humanity. We had our time, and it's just like get it over with.
Jesus Christ.
Vote Trump, die in nuclear.
It's over.
Wait, you guys like? Can I talk about like a political thing? Or
No.
just,
No.
okay, no.
No.
Never mind.
Don't worry, he doesn't support Trump.
I don't politics.
But we're talking about video games, so
But like,
no.
wait, side note, that DLC price is basically like that one pharmacy company that's like, hey, this pill that should be $10, it's $4,000 for like 2 months because we'll make our money.
Are you implying that if you don't see naked anime girls, you're going to die?
In Japan, probably. They have like a superior
That's the
declining
implication here.
birth rate.
Is that this is the same level of morally bad as taking pills people need to survive
Yeah, and
and
price
pricing them out of the market.
That's right. God
Moving
damn.
along.
Now to England.
Next item on the list.
Next item, Pete.
It's okay,
Don't
but look, your hair is so
touch me.
Dude,
You're the one who said, "Hey guys, you can be on the podcast if you want."
This is why it's me and Andy. He doesn't touch me.
I have to say though, your hair is so soft, like silky soft, like feathers from a bird
Oh
soft.
my god, it is. Guys, if you ever see Pete touch his hair,
Don't.
sorry.
No,
you
don't
should
do
just
that.
touch Pete.
Like literally, people do that to me all the time.
I feel.
I know.
When I go to Comic Con, all the little girls touch my hair, and I'm just like,
All the
Oh, female attention, no!
and that's a wrap.
Oh, dude, it's weird though. It's weird.
It's
I have
very
seen
weird.
that. Like, I can't tell you how many times, like, when Thompson and I, like, we would go dressed as the Avengers, right? So
I'm a Thor.
he'd be Thor, and we'd be walking, and I would just see like a bunch of like tiny anime fans just like follow him and just touch his hair real quick, and then just like, and then run away. It was just like, did I really just see that?
Yeah.
Like, it's something out of an anime. I
Yeah.
swear to God.
Thompson, do you live in... Like, I was just gonna say an anime, never mind.
I pretty much live an anime life, yes.
Anyway, so
Next topic.
back to the news.
Yeah.
Blizzard has announced on Twitter that Overwatch now has over 15 million players. So congrats
Damn.
to
Holy shit.
Blizzard and Overwatch.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ, man, that's fucking
That's
impressive.
awesome.
Game's been out for like 2 months. It's pretty crazy.
That's
Yeah.
really like World of Warcraft had to cultivate that for like 10 million in like 4 years after like 3
Yeah.
expansions and like massive like
The
free stuff
difference
that
is
they gave
Overwatch
away.
started as a good game.
Oh,
Hey,
oh, God.
zing! Hey, let's be fair. The vanilla of World of Warcraft was good.
But not 15 million player good.
No.
Actually, I don't
No.
think anything has ever really been 15 million player good.
What was it? GTA
Overwatch
5?
is.
At 2 months in, I mean, nothing else has
Was
really
it
done
GTA
that.
5 like had around those
Well,
numbers?
GTA 5 is the best-selling game of all time.
Yeah. So like
Like-
it has to have those numbers.
Yeah, but like,
Well, I
it's,
mean,
it's not the same.
This
thing.
is one of those things where it's like they
Sort
can say
of.
15 million people play
GTA
it.
5, there's lots of people out there who bought GTA 5 3 separate times.
Yeah.
Right.
When it launched on the Xbox 360 and the PS3, and they said, we're not bringing it to next gen or PC, guys, these are
And
your
then
options."
they did.
Then they launched it on next gen consoles, and we're like, yeah, it's, plays in HD, better frame rates, better everything. We're not bringing it to the PC. So, like, if you want to get it and play for, like, a while on your current gen system, that's what you do. Then they launched it on PC,
And they're like, hey, guess what?
and it's still like a bestseller on Steam, full price at $60.
Yep.
God damn.
Yeah, I mean that's also.
Rockstar's a genius.
It's very much like those things aren't really comparable because it's like sales of a single player game are not the same thing as like sales of a multiplayer game, you know? Because like they're not saying that there's like necessarily even like 15 million copies of Overwatch that have been sold. It's that there are 15 million players, which like they didn't qualify how they mean that, but that could mean that there are like 15 million people actively playing Overwatch as opposed to like 15 million copies of the game sold. Which is like
That's fair.
more impressive.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
matters. Anyway, so last bit of news. It's a bit of a two-parter. We recorded the last episode before the big Eurogamer NX leak had been like kind of confirmed by multiple sources. So it was kind of like a thing we had like right before we went to shoot. We decided not to comment on it. It's a perfect segue into our topic this week. So I'm going to catch you guys up and then give you a little bit of a new bite. If you didn't know, last week Eurogamer announced from a few different sources, and then it's since been corroborated by a bunch of other games journalist outlets, that the NX is confirmed to be a portable console that can be plugged into a TV and will feature breakaway controllers. So essentially, It seems as though it'll be like a solid handheld, but you can like break off a controller from it to play. And what else we got? Oh, and then the graphics are going to be somewhere between the PS3 and the PS4 in terms of quality. So those are the big kind of takeaways from the news we got from the leak last week. The new information that just came out, I think it'll be today of the time of this recording. There's the NX first 6 months are going to be confirmed to have a Pokemon game. Doesn't say if it'll be Sun and Moon or if it'll be like a console different kind of thing, but
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe
We'll
like
see.
another stadium.
yeah, who knows? It could literally be anything. But it says that Game Freak will be bringing a Pokemon game. There will be a new Mario game, and that will have Breath of the Wild. And all those games are confirmed within the first 6 months of the console, and that they already have third-party partnerships with games being developed with
Really?
Sega, Square Enix, Ubisoft, Activision, and Warner Brothers.
Holy fuck.
And that like the source said that like Nintendo's very dedicated to not having a slow start and a software drought, and so this all but confirms the suspicions we've had for a long time that it seems as though Nintendo is kind of merging their handheld and home console, both in production but also just in general, that there won't be two different SKUs. There will be one Nintendo console that serves both of those markets.
I really don't like that move.
So yeah, that actually takes us into our topic of the episode, which is going to be handheld gaming. So Andy, why don't you start off with why you don't like that move?
Well, I like the idea of a dedicated handheld. I think the biggest thing that killed the Wii U and why it it's been impossible for the Wii U to have the Xbox One regrowth and being saved halfway through the cycle, and why we're having the NX now is because of the gamepad. The gamepad cost them so much money to develop and so much money to make, and it's a stupid idea, and they don't even use it well. And we're just seeing, but what if we made the gamepad the whole console? And frankly, I've never been this guy before, but if you're launching a new console that won't come out till 2017 with graphics somewhere between the PS3 and the PS4, that's unacceptable.
Preach.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have thoughts about that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start with the. All right, first of all, I think this is a great move because
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. I've said it before, I think on this channel, but you guys have all heard my spiel about why I think Nintendo should stop making hardware. They should be a publisher. They should be in the software business. That being said, their handhelds are the SKU that they have that's like good. Like the 3DS is.
I mean, they beat out PlayStation every single time.
Yeah, and despite the fact that they have had inferior hardware every time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it right here, unpopular opinion. The PlayStation Vita is better than 3DS. It has a better library. It is a better system. It got killed because it has a horrible, horrible proprietary memory system that made the thing way overpriced. And it was mismanaged by Sony. But pound for pound, the amount of software that's on it, I think is better. The games that are the best on the 3DS might be better, but in terms of volume, you have a better experience with the Vita, in my opinion. And I think you can see that the 3DS has not aged particularly well in terms of when it came out, it was really fresh, but a lot of its graphics are definitely dated. There are games that are limited by what it can do right now. And I think them trying to give us a handheld that is, it is going to be way, it's less powerful than the PS4 and the Xbox One, and I think if this was another home console, I would agree with you that that's totally unacceptable, but the fact that they're saying, this is a handheld console that you can play at home, I think, to me, I think that's a smart move for them, because I don't think they should still be making home stuff, but we are going to want to still be able to play Smash Brothers on a TV. We are going to want to play Mario Kart on a TV. So, I think we have to think about this a little differently than we've thought about their consoles prior, and I don't think that means that your concerns are invalid. I just don't necessarily share those same concerns.
I don't know. This isn't just a new thing though. This is Nintendo has never cared about having powerful hardware in their consoles.
No.
It was.
Well, the N64 was actually not to interrupt, was twice as powerful as the PlayStation.
Yeah, that was the only time that they've ever had the most
And it
powerful
fucking
console.
worked.
Yeah, but it way undersold the PlayStation 1, even though it was the most powerful.
It
still
undersold
worked.
the PlayStation by a third.
A third, yeah.
That's crazy.
But like,
But I don't know, when their takeaway from the Wii U is, oh, this is the console nobody wanted to develop for or buy because it was so far removed from what everyone else in games is doing. Let's keep doing that and double down on the gamepad.
But see, that's where I'm like, I don't agree with that interpretation of it, I guess, just because I don't think it's that they're doubling down on the gamepad. I think they're doubling down on the 3DS. I think they're saying, like, our handheld shit is what works. Let's make as powerful a handheld as we can and, like, have this be the space for, like, smaller experiences. And, like, maybe this will be where, like, you know, all indie games will come to, you know, these 3 platforms. And we won't have the big AAA stuff, probably, in terms of, like, we're not going to see, you know, like
Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, or anything like that. Like, any of
Something-
those big tier games.
Yeah.
But we'll see the smaller stuff, and we'll see, like, maybe more, like, small, like, A-tier kind of games. Which,
Again, you know, this is way too early to be having this argument, considering that Nintendo still hasn't, you know, touched on.
yeah, we haven't had their press conference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're speculating.
Yeah, you know, it's speculation, and it's definitely speculation as to where they're coming from. But, like, I don't know, if that is the Nintendo home console, I will be sorely disappointed. Like,
I'm surprised to hear you say that, though, because you didn't, like, get the Wii U. Like, you love their handheld stuff.
I do, but I love their handheld stuff. I don't want the fucking tablet with breakaway controllers. I want a DS or a Game Boy. Like,
Okay, I mean, like, that's fair.
I
We haven't
want
seen how
my
big it is.
handhelds to be handhelds.
Yeah.
Hold on a second, guys.
I want a thing I can, like, slip into my pocket.
I mean, from what we've seen size-wise, it doesn't seem like it's going to be big. It does seem like it's going to be, like, a smaller kind of, like, controller, like, or, like, you know, like a DS-sized thing. But, again, like, I am basing it on a drawing that, like, they got a patent for, not an actual thing
Right.
that we're seeing on
Yeah.
stage at someone's hand. So, it remains to be seen, I guess. Like, well, let me ask you this. Would you be okay with it? Like, if it comes out and this is exactly what it is, this is the home console from now on. Or basically, there won't be a home console from now on. It's going to be a pure focus on this shit. But it is, like, a normal size handheld, but when you go home, you can just plug it in and, like, use it on your TV. Like, do you have a problem with that as, like, an idea?
Not as an idea, but I don't know. Something about it leaves me cold.
Okay.
Something about the way it's been reporting. I'm not exactly sure what, but the idea of where the NX is right now is just not doing it for me.
What's that?
Yeah, Thompson, what do you think?
basically, I love the 3DS, but I'm like
Oh,
99. I'm like 90% in agreement with you, Andy. Like, I would love to see a dedicated handheld that's really great past the 3DS. I think it's amazing, and like, I kind of agree with the Vita statement. Like, it's just underrated at this point. But the fact that like they're gonna say that this console will basically never play like a GTA 5 kind of AAA game, and it's like you just have to do that for indies games now, and I don't know, something about that, like they're part of the thing. The Wii U was like, it was kind of removed from the market. Like, that is saying that they're gonna take that stance and stick with it. You know.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I don't care if they want to reach out to third party people. That's great.
Yeah,
You know?
right.
And like, hey, awesome, we can get more like things, and people will work with them. But to make that the dedicated thing, like, I don't like the fact that it's 2017 sometime, like later in the year.
It's coming out in March.
March? Alright, so early in the year. But regardless, like 2017, and we'll have a system that's half as powerful, or like in between, you said the PlayStation 3 and 4, and not that they're going to be like going to the next gen anytime soon, but to come later into the game with a weaker console, again, just seems like a
To come later into the
Graphically-
game with a weaker console than
Yeah.
the one that's being phased out now
Yeah,
for not
yeah.
being...
strong enough.
But I think the issue though is like the problem with the Wii U being underpowered was that it was trying to compete with the PS4 and the Xbox One. I'm reading this as like they're not trying to compete with them anymore.
Oh no, I agree.
Like, they're just going to be like, our handhelds are what work. We dominate handhelds.
Right.
Let's double down on that.
And they have an amazing third-party support, according
do.
to what Pete said. Of all of those companies are reputable. All of those companies can make AAA games.
I mean, even the 3DS, like,
Yeah.
not necessarily the 3DS, but the DS had really good third-party
So
support.
like, if
So,
they're
like,
gonna,
yeah.
if they're gonna double down on the 3DS,
DS,
then like,
it does. It has good third-party support. And not, like, as good as the DS, I would say, but, like, you have so many great... Like, some of the great 3DS games are third-party. Like, stuff like Bravely Default and...
Everything Atlas ever does.
so
Right.
But I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, so, like, I just think it's, like... instead of them coming out with the NX and being like, we're gonna make a better, bigger, stronger console and like try to play catch up in this race that like they're never gonna catch the PS4 like at this rate, but instead to come out and just be like, yo, like we're doing our own thing and like we don't have any other the only competitor we have is what, the Vita?
Yeah.
Which like I love my Vita, but like the Vita's not gonna.
Do they even still release games for Vita?
Yeah, there's tons of games that come out on Vita, but it's not
really.
Sony doesn't. Like
Oh,
Sony facilitates games coming out on Vita, but like it's all like indie stuff, and you know like the last like Severed, which was from the makers of Guacamole, was the like first Vita exclusive that came out in a really long Guacamole. I'm sorry.
From the makers of Guacamole, the table sign waiter at any fast casual Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, so yeah, man, like, and I love the Vita. The Vita's a healthy ecosystem, but you know, it's I don't know. I'm excited to see like in a world where like instead of having these two SKUs where like we have part of the year where we get 3DS games and part of the year where we get Wii U games, we just get Nintendo games year round that are all on this great platform, and it's not like Nintendo games don't need all that power, really.
No, they don't. But something about the idea, like, hey, you can put it on your TV, like, cool. Like, can you just make a 3DS do that? Like, that,
I mean,
it's kind of like a afterthought. Like, it's a handheld, but if you really want to watch it on something bigger, you can totally do it there. So I don't know. It doesn't really seem like that was the focus of it. Like, I don't know. I could be reading into that too much. I don't really. I'm kind of with Andy on the whole thing. Really, something about it just rubs me the wrong way, and I don't necessarily know what it is.
Yeah. I'm surprised to hear you guys say that.
I don't have like any like set in stone problems with it, but it's just like something about it feels weird and kind of wrong to me.
Yeah, like I wanted to like the Wii U a lot, and I remember like you had it, and I came over here and I was like, "Is that a Wii U?" Yeah, I've had it for like a couple months. Oh, that's right, because I didn't even know it was out. And like, not that that was gonna be this thing's problem because of the advertising or anything, but it's gonna be one of those things that like, yeah, the NX is out and like it does these things, and I'll be like, yeah, cool, maybe I'll get to that in a year. I don't really know like what's gonna draw me in about it. Like I have a 3DS, you know.
Well, I mean, this is replacing the 3DS. Like that's the thing now. It's
so
like this is the next handheld.
Better do a really good job then.
I mean, that's why I'm excited though.
Because I love my 3DS and like I don't
you
know
have to
what
think
could
of
really
like how is something like Breath of the Wild gonna play on a handheld? Like can I literally just play Breath of the Wild everywhere?
Ozzy's here, everybody.
Apparently Ozzy's here too.
What are we talking about, you guys?
The
Handhelds.
NX.
I guess I'm just gonna look like a French girl for the whole podcast.
Just sit there until we start talking about 3DS.
Paint me like one of your podcasts.
Am I not? Okay.
No, you're good. You're in frame.
You're good now.
So are we
It's
just gonna cut Ozzy into the frame randomly?
He's right here.
I'm in the frame.
You can look at the frame on the camera.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Hey.
Hi Ozzy.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, personally, like, again, like, we're inferring a lot here, right? So, speculatively, based on the design I've seen and from what it sounds like it's gonna have, like, a full controller feel to it, and then it may or may not support other controllers. So, like, to me, I think, like, I don't see why, if it has a big enough screen and a solid enough graphical fidelity, that as long as there's a joystick and same number of face buttons and shoulder buttons, why you couldn't play it on a handheld. You know, it's like, you know, I don't think that's a problem. Like, I could play a game like that on my Vita. You know, I have. You know, like, I played Borderlands 2 on that, so.
Oh, you finally got around to playing it? I thought your take on having Borderlands 2 on the Vita
Is that the one
I've tried to play this game so many times. Yes, it is. And, like, I just have no interest in playing it again.
Yeah, I redeemed it before the thing was like, you can't redeem it anymore, just because I was like, I might as well, and I was just like, I'll jump in and play it, and I played it for like 5 minutes, but I wanted to just like play a first-person game on the Vita, and it's like, it works.
So while you were pooping.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not ideal, but it
the
works.
45 minutes Pete was pooping.
But I don't know,
He takes
man.
long poops.
Hey man, you gotta take
You're
your
not
time.
Jared,
You gotta read your comic books, play some Vita, you know, like
That's you time.
collect the news for your podcast.
Yeah. He's just on his store pad. It's like, oh, that's interesting.
Why I wanted to talk about handheld gaming was because I've been thinking a lot about it. A, because of the NX, but also because which I kind of mentioned at the top a little bit. Ozzy and I are leaving for LA in 2 days, I think, from the timing of this recording.
I can totally kick you from here.
So I've been kind of like,
Remember your friend Andy caught in the crossfire.
So basically, I've been like trying to queue up some handheld games to play. I've got like a bunch of stuff on my Vita. I'm gonna be
My
diving
copy
into.
of Bravely Default.
Yeah, maybe I'll finish it finally. Maybe.
You've had that for like 2 years, man.
I'm gonna tell you what. You know when I actually started that game was
When?
the last time I went on vacation, which was when I drove across the country. Which
Holy
was
fuck.
yeah,
Oh my
we
God.
drove across the country together.
That was
and-
5 years ago.
Guess what? You can borrow my copy on our vacation.
Wait, Pete, if I could make an honest recommendation, Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem, then play more
I didn't
Fire
play the
Emblem.
game a half a decade old already.
Dude,
I-
Jesus.
I don't know, like
not-
Awakening.
I'm
Fire
not-
Awakening.
I can't get into Awakening.
What?
Oh my God, Andy's face right now. All right, go.
Andy.
You broke him.
I'm
We're
sorry.
gonna butt-
It's like,
You like
you
Dark
broke it.
Souls and you don't like Fire Emblem?
Well, guess what? Instead of playing Fire Emblem, I'm playing Monster Hunter. So yeah, I guess I like Dark Souls.
So actually,
Not-
I was thinking this would be fun to open it up to the floor, right? What is your favorite handheld?
Game or handheld
Just
console?
console.
3DS. Easily.
3DS.
Yeah. Why?
I've played everything from the original Game Boy up to that. I may have missed a few in between, but I've pretty much played them all. And like, barring owning the Vita, the 3DS has definitely had the most amount of time I've ever played into a handheld console. Like, it's just fucking great. Everything I love about it. And that's, I don't know. There's nothing bad. Like, I don't know how to explain
It's a
it.
solid unit.
Maybe like the 3D function isn't perfect on every game, but who cares? I'm kind of blind anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. Splitting the image on me doesn't really help when you're kind of blind, but fuck it. Like, it's great, you know?
It's one of those things where you kind of have to set it for each game.
Exactly, but that's it. I mean, or just turn it off even.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just because it's got the 3 in the part of the DS doesn't mean you have to make it 3D.
If I had gotten to the 3DS early enough to get one of the the ambassador status on it, I would totally agree with you. But I'm right now really having a hard time deciding between the 3DS and the Game Boy Advance.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I love the fuck out of the Game Boy Advance.
I also
Like the Game Boy Advance SP is maybe
That lasted
one
a
of my
while, didn't
favorite
it?
just like units in
No.
video games.
Yeah.
No, it was a short.
Game Boy
lifespan.
Advance was like 3-4 years. Yeah. Game Boy Advance launched with the GameCube, and the DS was out 2 years before the Wii, I think.
Yeah, the Game Boy Advance actually had the
Wow.
shortest life cycle of any Nintendo anything.
That's really
despite
strange.
how successful it was.
Advance
Yeah.
Wars. Right off the bat.
Advance Wars, the first 2 US Fire Emblem games. It's just like the fucking Final Fantasy ports, Link to the Past.
The re-releases
Oh,
of all of the
yeah.
NES classics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Metroid Zero Mission. That game's fucking tight as shit.
Also,
Yeah.
Fire Red and
Also
Green.
Fusion,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Metroid Fusion was on
pretty cool.
Advanced.
Yep.
That game was fucking
Like,
cool.
the Game Boy
that might
Advance
be my
was a-
favorite Metroid game.
Hella tight system.
Hell yeah.
And as much as I love the 3DS, it's just like maybe it's nostalgia, maybe it's Maybelline, I don't know. But I can't not, throw the Game Boy Advance in the ring as
Yeah. All right.
my favorite. Oh, the backwards compatibility too.
Yeah.
Sorry, Spaz. I know you were about to make a point, but that's a thing that I understand why it's not as prevalent anymore, but I really miss it, just being able to plug any game that had ever been released on Game Boy into a Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, man. Because it instantly opened up you to have the huge library, and if there was
Yep.
any games that you missed or anything like that, you had tons of stuff.
Yeah.
And I could have fun just being an asshole with the, switching the ratio, so it took up the
God.
whole screen.
Yeah.
Ratio.
Yeah.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
Yep.
I might actually have what I originally just said a minute ago was the 3DS, but like thinking back on it, it probably is the original Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Because both Pokemon games, Kirby Pinball, the Kirby games for the Game Boy,
Hell yeah.
Pokemon Pinball, and I just had like so much fun on like playing that. Like I definitely spent more time in my childhood playing the original Pokemon games than I did like any other handheld thing maybe ever.
Yeah.
Because like you got like the first 5 Pokemon games, right? No, even Crystal,
no,
so 6.
Yeah. No, 5. Oh no, you're right. It is 6.
Well, Crystal was
Like,
a Game Boy
jeez.
Color exclusive, Spaz. You said the original Game Boy,
Oh,
so...
what Game Boy Color then? If we're gonna be semantic.
We're
Those are
going to
different.
be.
They're
So
different.
How about you, Oz?
I probably. I have to say I don't have a lot of handheld stuff.
Yeah, you had the original Game Boy Color, and then
I did Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
Fucking, I don't know. That's pretty much it.
And then now you have 3DS.
Now I have a 3DS. Yeah, so I'm
Yeah,
playing.
you got that dope ass 3DS though.
Yeah, I got that fucking Zelda one, dude.
Yeah.
That came with the free download of what is it, A Link Between Worlds?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I have the same one, man.
Mine's
Solid.
cooler.
It probably.
Yo.
I have the original 3DS because I'm a G like that.
I forgot to mention I have the XL because I am blind, so I should have said I had the
I
XL.
also do have the XL.
I have the Fire Emblem
It's like-
Fates new 3DS XL.
Whoa.
Okay.
It's black and white.
You should
And
see that
red
like
all
he
over.
is a bot.
Whatever, I'll pee on it. Anyway. My favorite handheld console is the Game & Watch.
Okay.
No,
I'll take it.
Wow. That dude, not gonna lie, it's pretty fucking solid.
Yeah,
man.
Like it's a solid runner-up, but
Yeah.
definitely my 3DS.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, my favorite.
Wait, can I change my answer?
Yeah.
It's
Always.
not quite handheld, but it is portable gaming. It's more of a headheld, if
Ooh.
you will.
It's the Game Gear.
It's the Virtual Boy.
Engage.
No,
Yeah.
no, boy.
No.
Oh.
You mean Red SNES games?
Yes.
Wireframe.
So I'm torn. I would say like I'm gonna go with Spaz, like where it's like if we're talking about favorite console for like library, I'm definitely with the Game Boy. All the games you mentioned, and then I'm also gonna throw out Link's Awakening, which was the first Zelda game I ever played.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that was like
fucking solid.
there was also Super Mario Deluxe,
Oh, dude, Ages and Seasons.
Oracles of Ages and Seasons. Yeah,
Oh.
and then
Also Game Boy Color.
Yeah, I forgot about
I'm talking about Game Boy Color.
Well,
you know,
okay,
like,
yeah, it's like Game Boy / Game Boy Color. That's like the same.
Slash
thing.
Game Boy.
Dude,
Advance.
I
Mine
forgot about the
was also
Seasons
played those.
games.
Those games
Like,
are great.
No one's talked about those in fucking years.
Those
Um,
are, yo, maybe
I have both of those on my
tease a
3DS.
Let's Play. Like,
Yeah, I'll
let's do a
definitely-
Let's Play fucking Oracles or Seasons.
I would absolutely do a series on one of those.
Mhm.
Or
That'd be
Ages and
cool.
Seasons.
Yeah, man.
That'd be dope.
So,
So, would you
like-
guys like to see it? Post in the comments.
Those were like some of my most formative like gaming experiences. Like that was my first console. Like got me into a lot of series I still really love. You know, I don't even know if I would be like a gamer without like a lot of those like experiences. And I
definitely.
always had my Game Boy with me. Always.
In a fucking remember like I don't know about you, but I used to have like a sandwich bag full of batteries
I literally
in one pocket.
right over there. Like you guys, obviously you guys on screen can't see it, but up in my closet I have an N64 bag. That's where I keep my Game Boy. It's like I have my Game Boy
Yeah?
Color's actually up there, but on the shelf. But I have like I had all my games in that bag with like my link cable, a big bag of batteries, the worm light, the magnifying glass, like
God.
everything
Yeah,
there.
everything.
But if we're talking about like build quality and stuff, like I'm gonna give a shout out to the Vita because like the Vita is the nicest handheld I've ever owned. And actually forgot to put this in the news jump, but they finally they've finally cracked the Vita, like the way that they did
Wow.
the PSP way back in the day, and like
Jesus.
it had been secure for this entire time it's been
Wow.
out. So I'm really excited to see like what's gonna go on in the world of homebrew now with the Vita because it's so fucking powerful and it's such a sick system. So yeah, Game Boy Color, but shout out to the Vita because that thing's great.
An honorable mention.
Yeah, absolutely honorable for sure. So any other thoughts on handheld games before we wrap things up, guys?
Let's segue into the real topic of today: third-party accessories like the GBA Worm Light, your fucking magnifying lens that you could have for the big screen experience.
Oh, man, did you ever have the sewing machine for the Game Boy?
Sewing machine. I had the printer.
I had to play
the Game Boy camera.
There was a printer.
I had the
all my Game Boy
camera.
games.
Yes, I remember that now.
Dude, the Game Boy printer was so legit. I knew like one kid that had it.
I had that too.
And I would just like, oh man, you gotta go to that one town in Pokemon where you can print out the sprites. And it's like, why did I want to do that? I have no idea. But it was awesome.
It's because you loved Pokemon.
Yeah,
Yo,
dude.
I had that.
I would
fucking
print
camera.
out sprites of Pokemon today.
I had the printer, and I ran through batteries like no one's business. I practically bankrupted my house with the batteries I went through.
Oh my god.
I couldn't convince my parents to buy it for me. They were like, what the fuck do you need a printer for with this shit?
I don't know. It was a Game Boy, and it did
It's
everything.
like, but guys, there's a Game Boy printer.
It survives a fucking Gulf War, and it's in a museum. It's
Like,
it's great. You know?
Today's kids will never know the struggle that is trying to play a Game Boy on like a long fucking car ride with the worm light that just like
Oh, God.
glared off the screen.
Oh god,
Dude, everything's backlit now and
Dude,
nice.
I'll never forget, like, my dad
you'll
used
never
to-
understand us.
My dad used to say every time that he would look at my Game Boy Color, he would just be like, I can't believe they don't put a backlight in this thing. Like, you know? And I was like, yeah, Dad, I know. It would be great if there was a backlight, but there's not! And, like, I remember when they finally did it when the SP came around. He was just like, called it.
Yo, you should have like called Nintendo and been like, I'm gonna patent that shit.
I gotta buy a Game Boy SP. This shit was good.
Yo, I have
Rocky stole yours and is playing Pokemon Yellow on it.
Yeah, he's killing it. He's further along in his yellow version. You are on your blue playthrough.
I play it once a week!
Yeah, Pete plays it once a week.
Yeah, dude, but you need to catch up, man.
Like,
you need to Ash catch up.
Oh my god, Spaz.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but Spaz's brother felt like he was missing out on Pokemon Go because his phone won't run it.
Right.
He has a flip phone.
He has a flip phone now, yeah. So he stole Spaz's Pokemon Yellow and Game Boy SP. Is like, this is my Pokemon Go now.
and he takes it on the go.
Legitimately brings it to work and plays it behind the bar at Olive Garden.
Yeah. If
Oh,
he
whatever.
fucking-
That
if
guy
he
can do
spills-
whatever he wants. He's an American hero.
If he spills booze on my SP, I will fucking chop off his toenails.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
How's that fair?
That just sounds like you're giving your brother a pedicure.
Pedicure's unfair. Mr. Krabs is in there.
It doesn't get any better than that, kids. If you guys like this video, please like it, give it a share with a friend, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and come back next Monday for another episode of the Slackcast. And we'll see you tomorrow for one of our fantabulous Let's Plays with one of these lovely guys.